Now let us come to the last question of the exercise to be practiced, that is question number 9. This question is very important for the CBSE board exam, or you can say it is the one of the finest math in class 12 because it comes in the CBSE board exam very frequently, or you can say it comes in every year. That's why I am telling you this question is very important for you to practice. So please students, don't ignore it, don't avoid it, you have to practice it by any means. Understood? Now let us see what is told here. Consider a function f such that r plus 2 minus 5 close infinity open given by fx equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5 so that f will be invertible. F will be invertible with the inverse f inverse y equal to root over y plus 6 minus 1 by 3. So what is told here? A function f is given with the domain r plus. Domain r plus means it is a set of all positive real numbers. Correct? And the codomain is minus 5 close infinity open. So it is the codomain minus 5 close infinity open means here every number will be bigger than equal to minus 5. That is the meaning of minus 5 close infinity open. Now we have to prove the function f is invertible. That means ultimately we have to prove f is bijective. That means ultimately we have to check whether f is injective as well as surjective or not. Now let us check them one by one. Correct? Let us come to injectivity first. Here we shall be checking the injectivity by using the method 2. Here we shall be checking the injectivity for the given function by using method 2. Now let us recall once again what was the method 2. Now recall of method 2. Correct? If f of x1 equal to f of x2 in codom B implying also x1 equal to x2 in domain A, then f will be injective. Correct? That was the method 2. Simply here we are going to use this technique here. Understood? We are going to use this technique here to show the injectivity. So for this purpose, let us take fx1 equal to fx2 forcibly. Correct? From here, by any means, if you can bring x1 equal to x2, then it will be injective. Otherwise not. Now let us check it. So first let us take fx1 equal to fx2 forcibly. Now look at the function. If fx equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5, so obviously f of x1 will be simply replacing x on the both sides by x1 to get fx1. It will be 9x1 square plus 6x1 minus 5. Correct? And similarly, f of x2 will be simply replacing x on the both sides by x2 to get fx2. It will be 9x2 square plus 6x2 minus 5. Correct? Now let us put down all the values here. So here fx1 is 9x1 square plus 6x1 minus 5. Correct? Similarly, fx2 will be 9x2 square plus 6x2 minus 5. Though I have put all the values fx1 and fx2 here. Now let us calculate. Though it will be cancelled because both are same with the same symbol. Now what are the left? 9x1 square plus 6x1 will be equal to 9x2 square plus 6x2. Right? Now let us bring all the terms in the left hand side. It will become 9x1 square minus 9x2 square, 6, taking 6 common, x1 minus x2, correct, equal to 0. Here you also can take common 9. It will become 9 into x1 square minus x2 square plus 6 into x1 minus x2 equal to 0, correct. Now this x1 square minus x2 square can be written as 9 into x1 plus x2 into x1 minus x2 by the formula of a square minus b square plus 6 into x1 minus x2 equal to 0, correct. Now though it is the common from the whole, so taking x1 minus x2 common from the whole, it becomes 9 x1 plus x2 plus 6 equal to 0. So again it can be written as x1 minus x2 9x1 plus 9x2 just multiplying plus 6 0. Now ultimately we have got two factors, first one and second one, and they are multiplied and equal to 0. So we can say either x1 minus x2 is 0 or this factor is 0. 9x1 plus x2 plus 6 equal to 0. Now see, it is the domain R plus and it is the codomain minus 5 close, infinity open. Since all the x1 and x2 are coming from where? Coming from positive real numbers, so we can say x1 x2 belongs to R plus. That means x1 x2 are all positive. Since all the x1 x2 are coming from domain set R plus, so we can say x1 x2 are positive. Since x1 x2 are positive, so it never be 0. Since x1 x2 are positive, so for any values of x1 x2 positive, it can be 0. So likho, since x1 x2 are positive, so 9x1 plus 9x2 plus 6, this term never be 0. So it is confirmed here, this term is not 0. That means obviously it will be 0, right? So we can claim x1 minus x2 equal to 0, means x1 equal to x2. Understood or not? So previously we have taken fx1 equal to fx2 forcibly, and finally we have proved x1 equal to x2. So we can say fx1 equal to fx2 in codom. Here the codom is this one, codom minus 5 close, infinity open, simply implying also x1 equal to x2 in domain R plus, correct? Here the domain is R plus. So it is simply following the method 2 for the injectivity. So you can say f is injective. Understood or not? Again I am saying from the first in brief. First you have to choose fx1 equal to fx2 forcibly in the codomain minus 5 close, infinity open. Then put down the values of fx1, fx2 from here. Then just let us calculate. In the last step we have got the two factors, x1 minus x2 and 9x1 plus 9x2 plus 6 equal to 0. So we can claim either the first factor is 0 or second factor is 0. But the thing is that all the x1 x2 are coming from where? Are coming from domain r plus. R plus means they are the positive. Since x1, x2 are positive, so you can say 9x1 plus 9x2 plus 6. This factor never be 0. You can check it. You can take any example. For any example of x1, x2 positive, it never be equal to 0. So here it is confirmed this factor is not 0. Means obviously it will be 0. Right? Means x1 minus x2 equal to 0. That means x1 equal to x2. That means we have chosen forcibly fx1 equal to fx2. And finally we have proved x1 equal to x2 in the domain R plus. So by the method 2 we can say f is injective. By method 2. Understood? Now let us check to surjectivity. Okay. Now let us check the surjectivity. For the surjectivity, first we need to pick up an element from the codomain set minus 5 close infinity. So let us pick up an element y from the codomain set. So let us write down here. Let us pick up one element. Suppose y from the codomain set minus 5 close infinity open. Since we are picking up y from the codomain set, so we can say y will be bigger than or equal to minus 5, because y belongs to the codomain set minus 5 close infinity, so obviously y will be bigger than or equal to minus 5, because it is the set minus 5 close infinity open. And we know every element of the codomain set will be of the form image, will be of the form fx. So obviously we can say y will be equal to fx. Correct? Here the fx was, now here the fx was 9x square plus 6x minus 5. So it will be 9x square plus 6x minus 5. So ultimately we have got y equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5. Correct? Now here y is the image and x is the preimage. Correct? It is confirmed. So here y is the image and x is the preimage. Now from here, by any means we have to find the value of preimage, means x. From here, by any means we have to find out the preimage x of the image y. Now let us find out. So now by any means we have to find out x. For this purpose, write down y as it is. We need to modify this term. We have to bring perfect square on the right hand side to find out the value of x very easily. So for this purpose, this 9x square can be written as 3x whole square. Correct? This 6x can be written as 2 into a. It is the a square. 3x means it will be 1. This 6x can be written as 2 into 3x into 1 means 2 into a into b. It is the a. Here 1 will be working as b. Now let us bring b square forcibly, means 1 square. But in the previous step there is no b square, means 1 square. So you have to balance. At the same time write down minus 1 square. So write down minus 5 as it is. Again I am saying the process. This 9x square can be written as 3x whole square. Correct? Now this 6x can be written as 2 into 3x into 1. So here we have got 2. It is the a square, means a. Here 1 will be working as b. So to bring the formula of a plus b whole square, so you have to create a square plus 2ab plus b square. So we need b square, means we need 1 square. So forcibly you have brought 1 square, means 1 square But in the previous step, there is no b square. So at the same time, write down minus 1 whole square to balance. So it will be balanced. And now write down minus 5 as it is. Now look at here. So we got the formula of a plus b whole square. Because a square plus 2ab plus b square, correct? A square plus 2ab plus b square. So we got the formula of a plus b whole square, means 3x plus 1 whole square. Now it will become minus 1, minus 5, 6. So 3x plus 1 whole square minus 6 we got. So ultimately we have got y equal to 3x plus 1 whole square plus 6. It is a special method. So by any means we have to remember the calculation. Okay. So how to remember the calculation? Only the way is practice. Okay. So by any means we have to remember the steps. Otherwise you cannot find the x very easily without any perfect square. It will be very hectic. So the only way is to bring the perfect square. Understood or not? Now it will become 3x plus 1 whole square equal to, let us bring minus 6 in the left hand side. Become y plus 6. Correct? Now changing the sign. Only 3x plus 1 whole square is y plus 6. Only 3x plus 1 will be root over y plus 6. Correct? It is very easy step. Now only 3x will be root over y plus 6 minus 1. Correct? And only x will be root over y plus 6 minus 1 by 3. So therefore ultimately we have got the preimage. So it is nothing but it is the preimage of y. It is the pre-image of y that we had taken in the codomain set. So here x is nothing but it is the preimage of y that we have taken in the codomain set. Correct? Now we have to check whether this x belongs to domain or not. If belongs in the domain, then it will be surjective, otherwise not. Now let's check. Since we have chosen y from the codomain set, already I have set y bigger than or equal to minus 5. Since we have chosen y from the codomain set, so every y will be bigger than or equal to minus 5. Since y bigger than or equal to minus 5, so we can say it will be always positive. For every y bigger than or equal to minus 5, always this total term will be positive. You can check by taking any examples. Okay, but you have to choose y bigger than or equal to minus 5. Always x will be showing positive value. That means ultimately we have got the preimage positive. Means what? Belongs to the domain R plus. So you can say ultimately, the element y that we have chosen from the codomain set has preimage x in the domain R plus. So it is surjective simply by the definition of the surjective, or you can say simply by the method 1 of the surjectivity. Okay, so you have shown ultimately the element y has preimage in the domain R plus. That's why it is surjective. Though previously the function was injective, now it is surjective. So ultimately we can say R is bijective. F is bijective. So since F is bijective means F will be invertible. Correct? Previously the F was injective, Now we proved what? It is surjective. So you can say altogether f is bijective. Bijective means obviously it will be invertible. And invertible means, so you can say f will have inverse, means inverse will exist. Understood? So the inverse will exist. Now by any means we have to find out the inverse. In the previous step we have seen that the function is bijective, means it will be invertible, and it will be invertible means it will have inverse, means inverse will exist. So because since we have proved f is bijective, so f will be invertible, correct? It will be invertible. Invertible means, so f will have inverse. Understood or not? F will have inverse. Now we have to find the inverse. How to find it? We know always y equal to fx, correct? If y equal to fx, only the value of x will be f inverse y. Okay, again I am saying, if y equal to fx, then x will be equal to f inverse y. You have to remember it. That means the x is nothing but, that is the inverse. X is nothing but, that is the inverse. Okay. Now look at the previous step. Then just see what was the value of x. The x was root over y plus 6 minus 1 by 3. Okay. So you can say from here, root over y plus 6 minus 1 by 3 is equal to f inverse y. Correct? That means we can say f inverse y is root over y plus 6 minus 1 by 3. So that is the required inverse. That is the required inverse. Again I am saying, we know always y equal to fx. Okay, already we know it. If y equal to fx, then x will be equal to f inverse y. That means the preimage x is nothing but, it is the inverse. It is the inverse of the function. Now remember, in the previous step we have got x equal to root over y plus 6 minus 1 by 3. In the case of surjectivity, we have got this one. Now we can say from here, this f inverse y will be equal to these values. That's why I have written in this way. So here f inverse y will be equal to root over y plus 6 minus 1 by 3. Correct? So in this way we are getting the required inverse of the function. But we are dealing with function of x. Because we are dealing with the function of x, also the inverse will be in terms of x. But here we got the in terms of y. So just replacing y by x, it will be root over x plus 6 minus 1 by 3. That is the required inverse of the original function. But here we have to prove it. It's okay. But sometime the examiner may want this type of proof. Okay. So don't be confused. So in this way your exercise 1.3 has been finished. So please keep on practicing the chapter. Okay. So please be safe, be healthy, stay home. Thank you very much.